Hey, Ken Hebert with SafetyRespect, and I'm here on the JJ Pickle job site with project engineer TJ Banstein from Flintco. Thank you for letting us get you on camera. You guys are using the steel beam clamp on a project. Why did you decide to use the barrier protection for the edge?
Well, we decided because we don't need a permanent solution. We need a temporary fix that's easier to use, something that we find that our safety standard is acceptable. Here at the JJ Pickle campus, we're on a UT project, University of Texas. So safety is paramount with UT and as long as with Flintco as well. So we decided to go with this easy of use application and the outstanding safety regard.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. I think it's a good application. University of Texas is very strict with their safety. Most of the contractors in Texas will talk about it. How have they been with you guys, and how does that blend with Flintco's safety philosophy?
Well, at the end of the day, it's our motto is Flintco for life. So each and every person on the job site has a family to go home to and something bigger than what we're doing here on this job. So with that in mind, we partner with UT and we have the highest safety regard possible. So we look out for everyone to make sure that everyone gets home with their families at the end of the day.
That's fantastic. So the application on this steel beam clamp is to put this on the bottom flange of the I-beam and then of course put the post in the post socket. You guys ran into a little bit of an issue with the bottom flange being too shallow, and you came up with a great solution. Can you talk about that solution real quick?
Sure, we just took one of the extra brackets on there and we took it off the end and then stuck it on there, and that gave us the extra space needed to make the secure connection for our I-beam.
So what they're doing is they're adding one more attachment, and then that way they don't have to push all the way up to where the threads stop. They have the luxury of being out here a little bit further, and you'll see that. And we're gonna get a good look at the application and setup here over the next few minutes. Thank you, TJ, for letting us come out and shoot this.
Absolutely.
All right. One of the subcontractors installed drywall track a couple of weeks ahead of schedule. So they're gonna cut out small spaces to expose the steel I-beam. The purpose of the space is to expose the I-beam because the steel beam clamp needs to be clamped directly onto the beam. The cutting process takes about 3 to 5 minutes per clamp and won't affect the project at a later phase. Once the space is cut, the steel beam clamp is attached directly to the lower flange of the steel I-beam. You can see the second bracket that was added to ensure the jaws of the clamp make a good fit over the bottom of that I-beam flange. The wing nut is hand tightened, and then final tightening with a couple of taps from the hammer. The section that the workers are building the barrier around is a slab that's going to have concrete poured next week. So the entire platform is going to have to carry a lot of weight. This is referred to in the construction industry as load. The load requires additional structural support, and sometimes these structural support beams interrupt the run of the installation. So we get a chance to see the steel beam application's adaptability. The workers are just going to alter where they attach the steel beam clamp, and the problem is solved. Now that the steel beam clamps are all attached, it's time to attach the alu post. The alu post is called the alu post because it's, well, you guessed it, made entirely of aluminum. It's extremely lightweight. The alu post is also 6'6", and it's the largest of the posts that we offer at SafetyRespect. It's a design solution that offers a wide variety of mounting options. In this specific application, the beam clamps have been mounted underneath the platform and at different levels. Like all of the SafetyRespect posts, they easily fit into the receiving socket and lock into place with a quick twist. Each alu post weighs just 7 pounds and is handled easily by one person on the job site. I cannot say enough good things about the project managers here at Flintco. They have water locations staged, readily available for their workers, and they're making sure that everyone is staying hydrated on the job today. It is very hot here in Austin, Texas. Once all the alu posts are set up, it's time to attach the barriers. The barrier container is called a stillage. The stillage is stackable and designed to be hoisted or lifted into position. The aloo post needs to have brackets attached before the barriers can go up. The bracket that we're using today on this job site is called a frame barrier holder. The frame barrier holder is simple to install and is adjustable, so it can be easily raised or lowered to the desired position. A quick tap with the hammer and the frame barrier holder is locked into place. The barrier frames are the last piece of equipment needed. The barrier frames we're using today are the largest that we offer at 8.5 feet. They are light enough for one worker to handle and move around the job site. The barrier is easily lifted into place. The barrier bracket with its gravity lock is dropped into the lock position and the barrier is attached. Now it becomes a matter of overlaying the barriers and completing the run.
Okay, all right, TJ. Now you got the product into place. You use the aero lift. You got it all squared away. You chose this product specifically so it would stay out of the way of the pour. Tell me about that.
So traditionally, you have two different options, right? So you have one option which is a system which clamps on, called a slab grabber from its own. It grabs onto the I-beam and sits like that. The problem with the slab grabber is it goes over the top and potentially gets in the way with when we go to pour our concrete onside the pan deck. So anything on the inside would interfere with our concrete purposes and be ineffective. The other option commonly used is people will take a piece of angle iron, they'll weld it, and then run a cable through it. And of course, when you have welding, you're messing with the product. In this case, our red iron, we would have to grind and it'd be imperfections to that. Your product delivers something that we have up right now, which we'll be able to take off and it'll be relatively unimpactful to our finished product and to our operation.
So it'll stay out of the way of the pouring process and you'll be able to let that cement cure and create that slab.
Absolutely, without doing any welding or any special type of procedures.
When are you doing the pour?
We're scheduled for Monday morning at 7:30 a.m.
That's fantastic. TJ, thank you so much for letting us come out to the job site and spend some time with you and watch this stuff go up. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, this is Ken Hebert for Safety Respect, reminding you to respect safety.